Hey Jess, I'm gonna go ahead and just watch it and send you this link with notes. Um, I mean, if you want like producer notes, like if I was producing this and saying, I would pull some of the black off of the edging here. It's just standing out, and maybe try and find a font that mixes with that, so they're not. I can't remember if it's Impact or one like Impact, but maybe see if you can find a font that matches that. I think that'll just look pretty cool. The other is your color still looks a shade blue. See if you can't pull some of the blue out of that shot. Again, I would go with the turkey there. I mean, you could go back to this later, but since it's Turkey Mountain, I think. Again, I don't know. It's like we see it, we saw it for a while, we got it, we don't need to go in closer. Like this, I like better because it's turkey, but again, it's still very blue. See if you can't pull some of the blue out of there. But I like that shot more. Again,
my name's Ryan Howell. I am the project manager for River Parks Authority.
Same with this, the black, that edging on it, to me it's just a little much. You always want some so it stands out, but that's what's the term? It hits you. The text hits you kind of hard. So subtle is always sometimes good.
Overseeing Turkey Mountain Urban Wilderness. So before I
one other thing is we've shown that outside of, so you're wanting to send this to somewhere that doesn't know anything. I would show shots of the trail. I mean, because that's what it is.
Turkey Mountain Urban Wilderness. So before I started working at River Parks, I was an archaeologist.
See if you could cut out his uhs.
I am the project manager for River Parks Authority, overseeing Turkey Mountain Urban Wilderness. So before
that, again, I would pull his shot up a little bit here, so that there's less. It's kind of. Do your rule of thirds. See where his eyes are. Maybe you did that already, but I feel like he could go up a little. I don't know. Play with it back and forth. There's just an odd.
Overseeing Turkey Mountain Urban Wilderness. So before I started,
I think just maybe even taking out that
working at River Parks, I was an archaeologist for the federal government, and I had a lot of weekends free. And so I actually started coming out to Turkey Mountain.
Again, we haven't seen what Turkey Mountain is, so start showing what is Turkey Mountain.
I want to say about 15, 16 years ago. Instantly fell in love with the place, as most people do. And
so nobody's going to know what that is unless you're a bike jumper. They're going to think it's... and if you had bikes going, it'd probably be better. So it's not that it's a bad shot. I just would show the actual trail instead of bike jumps.
And I started volunteering for like the cleanup days.
Again, you don't really know what the heck that is.
I literally volunteered so much they offered me a job one day.
If you're going to use this shot, don't start.
I literally
so see how it stopped, and then you zoom.
So much they offered me a job.
That initial zoom is kind of jumpy, so just do the movement. But again, let's see people, let's see trails, let's see what it is. It's it's a cool rock, but maybe that could come in later.
And that was about a decade ago, and I've been.
And again, once it zoom stopped.
First question, most difficult question. What's your name?
Yeah, see if you can't fix this. Cut the question out.
I've lived in...
So he says his name, Tom, and then you show it. You could just probably pick it up from, I've been coming out here for blank
Tulsa
years.
For about 4 years now, and I've been coming ever since I moved here. I love to hike, and I don't live that far away.
To me, that's a great
And so
shot.
it's a great place.
And it's buried in a minute and whatever. I mean, that to me, it's trails, it's
For
people,
me to be able to
it's
drive
dynamic.
through 10 minutes, and trail system's really extensive. There's some beautiful spots back there.
Yeah, see, we're seeing people.
Yeah, Turkey Mountain had a former reputation as a nefarious place.
I would just
it was
kinda cut
basically
some of this out.
Tulsa's version of Grindr back in the day. You know,
I mean, if if you're doing a real hard hitting thing, working for a company or whatever, maybe. But it's just kind of you can talk about the reputation, but I'd cut out the grinder stuff and everything like that.
What it was, and you know, depending on which way you parked. Anyway,
It's just not in keeping with. I mean, I get what you're going for, but if you're wanting actual producer notes, like, it's just not in kind of keeping with the overall tone of kind of what's going on. So again, the kind of difference here is there's no real. It's kind of more of an information one at this point. So really building that story a little bit more, because it was about him and being an archaeologist, and then it's about, you know, the hikers, and now we're back to him. And I would just kind of try and tighten your overall story.
that being said, that was back in the 90s, so a lot of people have this misperception that this was yesterday, you know, and
So you could say it had a bad reputation, but that was back in the 90s, and, you know, cut to a different angle. Sorry, I'm getting a call. I don't know who it is.
that activity was literally back in the late 1990s and maybe,
Yeah, see all
you
of
know,
this, and it's-
into the early 2000s. So we're talking 20 years ago. So set that off in your mind, everybody.
This shot is just too out of focus and too shaky.
Like, yeah, Turkey Mountain did have a nefarious reputation.
And again, it's not in keeping with what he's talking about, but I would just
But,
cut.
you know, in the last 20 years, that reputation has gone completely by the wayside. And now this is, you know, one of the gems of Tulsa. It is, you know, dare I say, it's green heart, you know? Like, it's green, it's the heart of its green space.
That almost seems like a good ending line, too. I kind of like that.
That and our beautiful, you know, river corridor with the river park system. And so in the last 20 years, you know, this has become a place where mountain bikers
Again,
come.
he's
and
talking
where
about the
hikers
river, and
come,
that's a pond.
Where trail runners come.
This is good, but it's still got a lot of blue in it. If you go to that color setting in Premiere and just go to, you'll see a little dial, and you can pull some of the blue out of it.
And it has,
Under
its
correction.
reputation has dramatically taken a shift to,
Again, like
a
it,
place to
trails.
go and recreate truly for everyone in Tulsa.
Now
It's a new
that
bike
can
day,
be cut
so
sooner.
came mountain bike with my friends, rode on his bike, and so this is the first time out on this bike here. So this is probably the second or third time I've been here. I mean, I've just always
It
liked
seems
being
you
out.
got a better bike. One, I mean, that's not bad, but again, if you look at this whole screen as far as information, there's really only stuff going on like right there.
Here, so this is probably the second or third time I've been
So
here.
it just loses its kind of
I mean,
dynamic
I've just always
impact.
liked being out in nature. I'm a roadie, so ride my bike on the roads all the time. So any excuse I can have to have another bike and get out and have some fun.
Again, I like that shot when it kind of picks up more.
I will say, you know, you've seen the news about the, you know, recent attacks at Turkey Mountain.
Again, I'd cut this out.
And I'll share a
too.
couple of things with you. Is that we met pretty extensively with Tulsa Police Department about those incidents.
Because it's like, again, you were talking about it being bad here. Then there's cyclists. Now we're back to it being bad again. Right? So there's just kind of a oddity to
And
the overall flow.
they pulled the statistics,
Get rid of that jump cut.
and they pulled the statistics for the number of 911 calls. Hey, I'm lost out here in the woods. I broke my... That's all. Turkey Mountain is about the size of any neighborhood in Tulsa. And if you were to compare the number of 911 calls of Turkey Mountain to any neighborhood,
So again, like you talk to the hikers and it's like positive, positive, positive. Oh, I love it here. And then we're going back to him and it's grinder and it's 911 calls. I would stick to one thing or another, like pull the more positive things out of his. Like if the whole documentary was about remaking it, I can see that. And then it's like, oh, now there's a celebration at the end. We reopen it and it's good. But it's kind of like you got kind of conflicting messages.
the nice
going
ones, the poor ones, whatever. Turkey Mountain would be at the top of the list.
on. He's got a little bit of blue you can pull out as well. that might be some reflection, but it looks like it's still just a little on the blue side.
Safest place that you could possibly be inside city limits. I mean, hands down, by the number, statistically speaking, of 911 calls. But we're trying a lot. We're
Again, get rid of that jump cut.
doing a lot. You know, we're introducing a hiking buddies
I like that.
program. We're adding security cameras. We've increased our neighborhood watch program, like our Turkey Mountain Trail Team program, to over 300 people. I mean, there are 300 people who come out here, and there's some that come every single day who are keeping an eye on things. I got 5 messages this morning about things at Turkey Mountain going on that I referred on. You know, that they were like, hey, this looks a little off, or somebody did something, you know, like this. Like, you know, so they're keeping an eye on things. So that is one of the things that a lot of people don't realize is they think they're out there in the woods, like by themselves, and they are. But they're out there with all of my trail team members, keeping an eye on things, making sure that, hey, you know, if you get lost, somebody will be able to come by and figure out where you're at and help get you out of there. Or you know, if you're up to no good, somebody's going to see you. Somebody's going to report that. Turkey's pretty nice.
Okay.
This part maybe could be sped up a bit. Like, I appreciate the fades. Let's see, 10 seconds. I might have that at the end. So 14. See if you can get it down to like 10 as opposed to 14. Final. There you go. If you want to, while you're at it too, you could take out all this other stuff, export time and all of that as well. Since you're going to submit it somewhere, they don't need to know that. So those are my notes. Is maybe revisit some of his interviews as well, because again, it kind of seems like he's justifying how it's better, but the hikers seem to like it. I mean, I think you could touch upon that it's grown, but I think staying positive, relook at some of your B-roll, and then just, submit it, see what happens. Let me know when you do, and I'll let them know. We are past the deadline, so it is possible, and I should have said this, that they're going to be like, no more entries, but I do know that they want more, so it doesn't hurt to just get it out there and say you've been in a festival. So I appreciate the moxie to want to kind of go on and do it. So these are my quote unquote producer notes for you, and you can take them or leave them, and let me know what you end up deciding to do. All right.